And at Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, that step is met with warmth, guidance, and possibility. Here, learning goes beyond the books. It is where future healthcare heroes are nurtured by passionate instructors who believe in their potential. From theory to practice, our healthcare assistant students gain real-world skills in real healthcare settings, preparing them to serve, support, and make a difference from day one. Because at Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, we don't just teach healthcare, we empower excellence. Admissions are now open for our January and February intakes. Step into your future today. Find us at Blessed House, 5th floor, opposite Garden City Mall. Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, empowering excellent healthcare.
At Jesse K. Hospital, we understand that a child's smile is priceless. That's why our dental services are tailored with care and compassion to ensure your little ones have the best experience possible. From gentle checkups to specialized treatments, our pediatric dental experts create a safe and friendly environment, making every visit fun and stress-free. Because we believe healthy habits start young. And for the grown-ups, we've got you covered too, with top-notch dental care for the whole family. Visit Jesse K. Hospital today, located in Roysambu, opposite Park University on Lumumba Drive, and experience dental care that's gentle, professional, and family-friendly. Jesse K. Hospital, you first.
A very good morning to you, our viewer. This is Faith Today TV. Welcome to the Healthy You program, your favorite health show in East Africa. We are so glad that you joined today. Last week, we were able to cover matters the body. And this week, again, we have come yet again. We will be covering matters mind. We've said that, we've always said that for this Healthy You show, we are covering health for the mind, health for the body, and health for the show. And today, it is health for the mind. I'm so excited about today's session because globally, $1 trillion is lost in productivity rates globally just because of mental health issues. And 12 billion working days are lost because of depression and mental health related issues. And somebody said that decent work is good for mental health. And this morning, the workplace has been found as one of the best places to be, yet for others has been found as well to be one of the worst places to be. So we are going to be breaking the silence in matters mental wellness and handling pressures in the workplace. So how is it that employees are able to produce more? What is the role of the employers? What is the role of the government? What is the role of organizations? And how can they be part of this particular journey? And to help us decode this particular matter with ease and clarity is none other than our guest, Vincent Mokaya. He's a certified clinical psychologist and the founder of Pathways to Healing Kenya. So he's going to be helping us demystify this issue in a way that we can understand and we get to gain more health for our minds. So please welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Stan.
Yeah, so get to introduce yourself for the next 1 minute and let the viewer get to know who we are with in the house.
All right. Thank you once again. It's a pleasure to be here. This another time here. It's not the first time. So I'm so happy, Master Stan.
Yes.
For this show.
Good to have you.
Yeah. So my name is Vincent Mokaya. As you've heard, I'm a clinical psychologist. And I'm glad to be here today for this show. I like to open with a statement that says, so many employees are struggling in silence. they show up, they perform, they smile, but deep down they are overwhelmed. So today, I'm glad that we are here to break the silence at the workplace, the pressure, and also the mental health surrounding employees. Apart from that, it's also important to note that mental health is not weakness. Silence is not strength, and neither is performance equated to wellness. Thank you, Master Stan.
That's powerful.
Yes.
Neither is success equated to wellness. Silence is not weakness. You know, there are many people think the fact that they're silent, they're wise or they're strong.
Yes.
But will help us decode that it's not a sign of strength. Sometimes you're dying slowly.
Sure.
So this morning, I would like us to demystify a few issues just to the viewers so that they get to understand that even in the workplace, they are able to curb and even take care of the workplace pressures and even mental health. Many people do not know that that is possible. They are in the journey of pushing to get money, grinding, hustling, making things happen, but they forget to take care of themselves. And this morning, we are caring about them. And we want to begin by just simply asking ourselves, what does it mean to have, when we talk about workplace mental health and pressures issues, what do we talk about? What do we mean? Or simply, what are we talking about?
Thank you again, Master Stan. That's a wonderful question. You know, I usually say that mental health, without mental health, we are not existent. It is because of our mental state that sustains us at our workplace, at our family places, and even at our social setup.
Yes.
So at the workplace, for you to be able to perform, for you to be able to be more productive, for you to be able to deliver, you know, in certain services or product delivery or whatsoever, the nature of the work that you will be doing, I believe that you have to be in the right mindset, the right emotional state. And not only that, you also need to be physically fit. As I've heard you mentioned that last week you had a session on the physical body, which I believe that all these organs of our body, they all coordinate, both the invisible and the visible, which the mind becomes, the invisible part of it, but it is there, it exists. So, but it has to coordinate with the physical body for it to function holistically, to give us, a healthy state for us to be able to work at the workplaces, to perform, to produce, and also to engage in a way that aims towards wellness of the organization and we as the individuals.
That's powerful. I didn't know that for me to perform well, I need to be in the right emotional state.
Sure.
So when we talk about the mind, I think you can help us decode the power of the mind. How powerful is our minds? Because most of the people look at our bodies, look at our money, then we forget to understand that part. Because once we understand that, as we trickle down, we shall be able to know why it is getting ill, why is it getting attacks, why is it getting health conditions that are related to it. What is it?
Oh, thank you once again, Master Stan.
Yes.
I think, to my knowledge, I think I can say the most powerful organ in our body is the mind. It's like the engine. You know, like when a vehicle, imagine you have bought a new vehicle.
Yes.
You expect it to perform at its maximum.
Yes.
It is, the oil is good, the engine is clean, even the voice of the engine, it's all super. So I believe it is the same thing to our minds. So without that engine, then this body is not functional. So I believe that our mind is the most powerful organs, and what we can do to it is to take care of it. The same way you service your car, the same way you take your car on a regular services or the so forth. I believe is the same thing that we need to do to our mind, especially when we are exposed to work, because you buy a car with a reason.
Wow.
You are moving from one point to the next.
Powerful.
You are using it to transport services. You are using it to do something. This body does the same thing. We have been provided with this body to offer services, to be there for others, and to do all kind of work that exists in human existence. The same way the car does.
Yeah.
So what happens when it is exhausted? You take it back to garage, you reservice it, and then it goes back to functioning. So the same thing, when you go to work, it means you are wearing out. Your mind is being used, your energy is being used, your emotions are being used, your physical energy is being used.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, what do you need to do? You need to regenerate your mind.
Wow.
And how do you go about that? I think that is the where most people don't know how to go about it.
How to navigate it.
Yes.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
That the same way we service our cars,
True.
we need to service our minds.
True.
Most people service their cars. They even have insurance covers for them.
Absolutely.
They even have a personal mechanic. But then for their minds, case of another day.
All right.
There's this strong statement that says decent work is good for mental health.
Yeah.
So what does decent work look like in practical terms?
Oh, thank you. That's a good question. But maybe before we answer the question of a decent work,
Yes,
but maybe we can take ourselves back.
Okay.
What does it mean a work to be toxic or to be under pressure? Because I believe that pressure is necessary.
Yes.
It pushes us to perform. It pushes us to do great things.
Yes.
But pressure become toxic or become a problem when it is constant. When it is constant, there is no time to recover. And when it becomes unhealthy to our psychological safety, that is then when we start to saying that pressure has become a challenge.
I think we need to decode this, that the people who think hard work, hard work is equal to handling pressure.
Yeah.
Or getting to deliver as much as we can, even extra time,
Yes.
is equal to productivity. Help us go a little bit deeper. What does it look like in a normal scenario when pressures are on somebody's head or pressures are in somebody's department, or the lead of that department? What does it look like, case scenario?
I think in this particular case, I might say, pressure will look like, unsteady working hours. Schedules are not well stipulated. There's role ambiguity. Sometimes you are given work,
clear.
but they're not very clear.
Yes.
You are not given room for feedback when there is issues at the workplace.
Control, yeah.
You don't have the autonomy even to be able to carry a certain task in a particular area. So in these particular cases, that can manifest itself as a lot of pressure, because you see now you are being pushed at the corner and you're not given room for you to, to be able to be the best, to give the best of yourself. But they are giving you certain standards as per the maybe institution, as per the organization, and you're not given room where you can, say this is what I think. Maybe you have a child and that child have needs. We are all human beings, we are social beings. Maybe your child has an emergency, or your wife or anyone else. And you are supposed to report at 8 a.m. in the morning, and then an emergency has occurred. You are not given an opportunity to carry out such kind of roles which makes us human beings, but you are expected at all cost that you need to show up at work without any excuses or any of those challenges. But the truth is that we are human beings and challenges are part of who we are.
Yes. So dear viewer, as you can hear, you need to look at these pointers. Are your work schedule steady? Is your role clear? Are you controlled, or you have room to make feedback?
Yes.
Is there is there a system of you communicating about your hard moments and all that, so that pressure does not make you burst? It is supposed to make you grow.
Yeah.
So that is so powerful, Vincent. Thank you so much for that clarification.
Yeah.
So you talked about toxic workplace. Now let's talk about a decent workplace.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now I believe now when we talk about the decent, this is a space where you are given an opportunity to to give feedbacks, an opportunity to have an autonomy to what is happening. You are involved in the system. You are not being punished for raising concerns or giving feedback in these particular cases. There's flexibility in your working hours. And not only are you disadvantaging the organization by, being able to carry out your extra activities, but you are also reasonable enough with the organization that you can even compensate. If it's extra hours, then they have to be equivalent with the hours that you lost maybe when you are carrying out your proper compensation.
Yes.
So I believe when there are healthy system in the workplaces that accommodate everyone, the diversity of every individual, we have different strengths at the workplaces. And sometimes one might be given, a role that you are not very conversant with it, and you are pushed to do, maybe they are trying to cut down on the cost of their end. So they don't want to, employ someone who is specialized for that particular work. So they are pushing you towards performing in that particular case. So in this particular case, I believe that a decent workplace will give you an opportunity to be able to carry your duties in your specialties, in your expertise, without necessarily having you to be pushed, you know, to carry out a certain task that you are not competent in. Yes,
That's
and
powerful.
much more.
That's powerful.
Yes.
That a decent workplace is supposed to be healthy, not just for you, but also for your mind.
True.
That's very, very powerful. I don't know what you think are some of the psychosocial risks at work. What are some of these things that expose us to, to mental related issues? What are some of these platforms that are silently finishing employees? Psychosocial risks that are happening at work, that are either exposed by the employer, exposed by the supervisors or the managers, that are putting us into these fixes that you think are avoidable?
I think some of these things that can be avoided at the workplaces could include things like, stigma, discrimination. And some of those things, one could be experiencing a challenge,
Yes,
but they are not given the opportunity to air out their problems, their concerns, and also maybe to seek help early enough. I think the other thing could be psychosocial challenges. It could be, you are not given a platform, a channel, a communication channel. They're not very clear. And then, being social beings, sometimes conflicts come in. I think there are some employees, some workers who have highly expectation of you, high expectation of you in this particular case, and they don't expect you to make mistakes in these particular cases. So they expect you to perform at 100% all through, from Monday to Friday, or from Monday to Sunday. Like in my workplace, I'm expected to rotate all the way to Sunday. So you are expected to carry out your duty without any excuses in these particular cases. I also believe that insecure systems, insecure systems. These are systems that when you give feedbacks, they feel like you have threatened you're a threat.
Yes.
You have given a threat to the leadership. I think that you're exposing them. So in this particular case, I think there are risks, and that's why it can also be a result to why someone could be silent, because we have said we are trying to decode the silence at the workplace. So knowing that if you speak about these things, you are likely to be fired, or you are likely to be thrown out of the workplace, then you rather be silent than speak it out. Yes.
I find this so powerful, because once our viewer gets to know some of these psychosocial risks, how they look like, once he sees them, he's now able to perhaps create curbing mechanism around it. Because most of the times, we're not able to identify that when I speak about this, it's going to cause this implication to the management. Maybe they're going to look at it as a threat. Excessive workload, how do I handle it? Discrimination, job control. There's a lot of those promptings. The channels are not clear. How do I handle miscommunication? Or how do I handle delayed communication? But allow me to move a little bit deeper. I want us to now go to the real ground, especially personally, in the Kenyan context, especially the Kenyan market dynamic. So in Kenya, what are some of the mental health patterns you're currently experiencing every day when you're dealing with the clients, when people come to you, when people come at Pathway? What are some of these patterns you've been seeing in the recent past, and what comment do you have about them?
Thank you, Mr. Stan, once again. That's a very brilliant question. I think these patterns are very crucial, and most of them, they are not feasible. Mental health is not like a physical thing you can go assess in a laboratory. It's not, you can take samples and you go assess them, or analyze them and come with the results. But mental health can manifest itself in different ways. It can manifest itself in emotionally signs. And this emotional signs could be, irritability, you are not able to control your anger, and so forth. And also it can manifest itself cognitively. Cognitively, I mean in your thought processes, how you perceive the world, how you judge your judgment, your planning, your execution. They can result to poor concentration overthinking in this particular case, and other mental processes that goes in the mind, which help us to be able to decode, to process information, to retrieve information, also to store information. So sometimes you find that you are struggling with this information, you are struggling to retrieve information, you are struggling to, to solve problems that require sometimes very little thinking. So you find that you are overwhelmed by those kind of things. Apart from that, there could also manifest itself in terms of behaviors. And these behaviors, it could be in terms of withdrawing. Someone starts to isolate. They start to withdraw. The hygiene sometimes can be a little bit of a challenge. Yes, so such kind of things. Apart from that, it can also manifest in terms of our sleep patterns. The sleep patterns, scientifically and appropriately said that you should sleep at least 8 hours, not less than 8 hours. 8 hours is the best. If we say less than that, then I think we are trying to say we are putting you at a risk of developing a mental illness or a mental challenge or a mental or an emotional distress. So the best recommendation is 8 hours. And I usually tell people like this: why don't you break your 24 hours into 3? 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours of rest, 8 hours of work, and 8 hours of all other activities that you want to do with your friendships, with your social life. It could be meeting, whatever. So if you break that hours into 3 patterns, I think you'll be able to have that balance. It's a very simple mechanism or technique that can help you, navigate around balance in terms of time management. Very, very essential. And apart from that, now narrowing it down into specific diagnosis. At the workplace, some of these symptoms now can manifest in terms of burnouts. Yes, when someone is not now able to perform, they are sometimes not able to report to work adequately. They are having challenges relating with their colleagues, the employer himself, and also expressing themselves. So burnout manifests itself in many ways. Apart from that, it could be in terms of depression. Depression has its own symptoms, like withdrawing, persistent sadness, inability to be able to perform previously enjoyed activities, and so forth. So apart from that, could be anxiety, excessive worry, excessive, unexpected and unexplained anxiety that you can't tell where it is coming from. And apart from that, I think in the workplace, or some of these symptoms have come to manifest in terms of some major mental illnesses, such as bipolar mood disorders, schizophrenia. And also we are seeing a lot of PTSD, depending also with the nature of the work people are exposed to, especially, the police officers, even us as professionals. Sometimes you're exposed to the nature of this work is very traumatizing, the events. Last week, I remember I was watching news and I saw an accident around here, Thika Road. Who are the most people who are responsible for that? It is our police people, our police officers, the law enforcers. They are the one directly exposed to such kind of events. And you see, for him, he is performing his duty. So he has or she has to show up, or if it's collecting the remains, or it is showing up at that particular work. So such kind can result into PTSD. Yes. So those are some of the challenges that I have seen in our Kenyan context that have showed up as a result of pressure at the work, silence, and inability to be able to cope appropriately with work pressures.
What I like that I've captured from what you just said, you've really delivered me from a lot. But I like the 8-8-8 model. That I'm able to rest for 8 hours, I'm able to work for 8 hours, and I'm also able to spend some time with family, friends, the remaining 8 hours. Most of the times we think our time is so limited, but when you look at that particular model, it really may have 24 hours that I can divide properly and prioritize for something.
Sure.
There's something that just come to mind. We have had different professionals, especially suffering in different ways. And we've seen in the medical field, people working it for 72 hours.
Yeah, sure.
Others even, they experience burnout. Some think it's because of hard work, while others are pushing for the money. That hustle culture. How can they be able, or could it be that people are suffering mental health related issues and they do not know? Then also, these people who are in high demand areas of professionals, how can they be able to just prioritize properly and get to take care of their mind, even irrespective of the demands of their work?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Mr. Stan, once again. So it's important to know that pressure is important. Anxiety is important. But the question we need to ask at ourselves, to what length, to what extent? So when, as I earlier on noted, is that when it becomes constant, when there is no overtime to recover, and when it becomes unsafety for your mental health. So let's assume your work requires you to perform a surgery for a number of hours. That's okay. We don't refuse that. It's important for you to perform that duty. It is important for you to do that duty, but you should be accorded adequate time for you also to recover.
Enough time.
Enough time. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So at this point, you are not, you perform one surgery for 72 hours, and then you are exposed. Now you are also requested to perform another duty or another surgery for another, what I think that will do, it will be predisposing you to now these challenges we are calling mental health. And because the brain, it is wired in a way that it requires time to rest, to regenerate, to have fresh energy to be able to carry out its work adequately. But because now you are constantly exposing it to a lot of pressure, and you are pushing it towards the end for it to perform, then it will be kind of requesting you for a mechanism to be able to cope with that pressure. And that's where you find out that people are, using other alternatives like drinking.
Yeah.
Are you getting it? Abusing drugs, because now the brain is telling them, I need to survive. I can't continue with this kind of pressure. Now, you have to find an alternative way to sustain. That work. So it becomes a challenge. So therefore, that's where we say that it's really, really important for us to have adequate time for balance. Everything is all about balance. Yes, even the 78 hours, the 8 hours breakdown, you can spend 16 hours, but still recompensate it back. Yes, the key word is balance.
Balance.
Yes.
Make sure that you have balanced all your time and you're giving your body the rest it requires.
Yes.
So this hustle culture, is it something you're still recommending for us? Because, we're told, young people are lazy, or then all the old guys are telling young people, there's that generational shift. And the old ones want to work the entire day, 9 to 5. The young ones want to work flexible hours, remote, and all that. Then are we rewarding burnout instead of sustainable productivity? What do you have to say about hustle culture?
Hustle culture, I think the hustle culture in our country, I can't literally say, I can't dispute it or agree with it.
So where are you? Which side are you? Choose your side of the pendulum.
I think what I can say...
Have you suffered it before yourself?
I think so. But I think what I can say about the hustle culture is that we still need to find balance in anything that we do. Otherwise, we'll find ourselves in situations that are beyond the control. Whether we need to work smart. It's not a matter of hustling each day and every day. Especially if you are a hustler, yes, you have a very big challenge because you might not be able to be in a position to sustain treatment, because mental health treatment for a long time, as much as we are getting support from different stakeholders and donors and institutions, mental health still in our country is still a big challenge. So being a hustler does not exempt you from developing a mental health challenge. As you trying to say that I'm working so hard, I am not going to sleep, I'm going to show up every single day for the sake of my generation, such kind of thing. I won't agree with that, but what I would like to say is that balance in anything that you do is very essential.
Very essential.
Yes.
I'll add on that one. Personally, what I do also is prioritization. I've created a priority list. What are the things that matter in my life? If it doesn't matter, then what I have prioritized rest, I've prioritized work, prioritized money and family. Yeah. So we are going to delve into the work-life balance phenomenon. I want us to take some time there so that people can get to understand how can they work and also live. It's always work. There's no living.
Yeah.
So that is what we're going to be doing after the break. Please feel free to send in your questions, send in your comments. Thank you so much for those that have been able to join us for the first segment. We shall be back after a short while, but we're going to be covering your questions, but you're going to be picking up straight from work-life balance. Work-life balance. So make sure you send in your question. Are you struggling with any challenge? Is there a challenge you're having at your workplace? Are you an employer? You don't know how to manage mental wellness for your people and all that. Send in your questions. See you after the break.
Every great journey begins with a single step. And at Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, that step is met with warmth, guidance, and possibility. Here, learning goes beyond the books. It is where future healthcare heroes are nurtured by passionate instructors who believe in their potential. From theory to practice, our healthcare assistant students gain real-world skills in real healthcare settings, preparing them to serve, support, and make a difference from day one. Because at Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, we don't just teach healthcare, we empower excellence. Admissions are now open for our January and February intakes. Step into your future today. Find us at Blessed House, 5th floor, opposite Garden City Mall. Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, empowering excellent healthcare.
Welcome back, our viewer. Thank you so very much for those that are sending in questions, those that are engaging us. It was quite an amazing first segment. For the second segment, we want to take it a little bit higher.
All right.
So we've been soaring on the ground. Now it's time to take off. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so very much, Sir Vincent. It was quite, a learning moment. I've learned really a lot in terms of the workplace. How does it look like? What does mental health look like in a real case scenario? What does decent work look like? And now we want to go a little bit higher, get to know why is this silence available? What is the role of the individual in decoding it? What is the role of the employer, the organization? Then lastly, we'll finish the government. So why do you think, even though there's a lot of information out there about mental health, there's a lot of information about, awareness has been done, but why is it that there's no absorption? Or why is it not there's no adoption? Why are people still silent about it? What is happening?
All right. Thank you once again, Master Stan. So it's very, very important for us to understand that sometimes we find ourselves in situations that we don't like, but we have to be in those situations, right?
Yeah.
And the reason for those situations is for survival.
Survival.
We need to survive, or we need to adopt. I remember back in my days when I learned about Charles Darwin. He said only survival for the fittest. That is what I remember Charles Darwin said. So you have to find all means, all ways for you to survive, in any way, whether you are in a certain workplace, whether you are in a corporate organization, whether you are in a healthcare or setup, or whether you are in these social medias, or this media setup, you need to find a way to survive. So I believe one of the major reasons why people are so silent about this issue is because of fear.
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 Very powerful.
They fear being labeled as weak. Showing up that telling your colleagues that you have a mental illness, you have depression, you have bipolar. You will be labeled as a weak individual, and maybe they might criticize you, they might discriminate you, or they might stigmatize you in this particular case. So I believe that is one of the major challenge, actually, why people could be, fearing to show up or, to seek help. And apart from that, also, I believe it's about the fear of losing the job, as I've already told you. You are in that particular job and you are being hired for a particular reasons. It could be because of your expertise. It could be, because of particular skill sets, or it could be as a result of particular areas, abilities and capabilities that you are able to do. And then you come up showing up as you're having mental health illness, and maybe your employer or they don't fully understand what mental health is. So to them, it could show up as that you will not be able to perform your duties or execute your duties as parties requested or as it is required. So that becomes a challenge. I think apart from that, also the work culture could be toxic.
Work culture.
Work culture can be toxic. The systems, you remember that when I say the system sometimes can be very insecure.
Yes.
And these systems do not allow clear communication. This system did not give you autonomy. This system do not give you a space even to breathe, to be flexible.
They're designed,
to be even more innovative and more creative. It's like they are channeling you towards thinking in a particular line. And if it is not in that particular line, then you are seen as inappropriate for the organization. But the truth is that the human diversity help us, to be even more creative, more innovative. And I think that is very, very, very important for us. And apart from that, I like to say that silence, people use it as a strategy. They use it as a strategy, a coping mechanism in day-to-day activities in their daily work places, so that they avoid all this confrontation at the end of the day. But the truth is that it will ditch them into a place they regret later. Yes.
Powerful. That don't be silent because of fear. Conquer the fear. When the environment is toxic, challenge it. When the systems by design, they have been channeled in a way that you cannot talk about what you feel, there is no autonomy of action.
Yeah.
Try your level best to find channels of communicating it. I think it's now time we get to now decode work-life balance. There's this habit of men, workaholism, men working so hard, working extra hours, going an extra mile. And I discovered it's a coping mechanism. Don't know what you have to say concerning that. People are not going to see their families. Maybe the family thinks our dad is hardworking. But deep down, it's because his mental wellness or mental health is in shambles.
All right.
Yeah. So what do you have to say concerning workaholism? Then we go now to work-life balance. How can we be able to balance work and live?
Workaholism by itself is a mental condition. Let's start there. It's a mental condition that is characterized by an individual consistently showing up in work, and overindulgence in their work, spending extra hours in their workplaces, and many other things. They are preoccupied with the urge. It's like they feel like there is a need for them to be able to perform a certain task. There's a need for them to show up in those particular workplaces that they are in. So about workaholism, being a mental condition, it means sometimes they might have found themselves in those states without them knowing. So it means this person already doesn't have an idea that they are being workaholic, but they see themselves as performing and doing their duties and being productive as normal. So I think the best thing in this particular case first is to create awareness to these individuals. I know it might not be easy, For them, it will be like you are trying to prevent them from being successful, you know, building wealth and so forth and such kind of things. But the key thing in this particular case, I think, is to create awareness, you know, to educate this individual, give them time to process the information as well, so that they're able to understand what it means to show up at work, to be productive, and yet to create balance with the rest of your life areas. Yes.
Thank you so much for that. Before we come to, there's a question I had. Can people be addicted to their work? I want you to decode that. But before that, let me just pass some mentions. I can see Enoch is watching us and is enjoying the show. It's very much impactful. Dr. Dillion Mulindi is also watching. The Safe House KE is also watching, and it loves the conversation. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Keep on watching, and that is how you can get to support us in whichever means. Get to subscribe, get to like, share forward. Let this conversation reach as many people as it can. So help us understand. Can you be addicted to your work? And is it a bad thing?
Yes, we can all be addicted to our work. Remember, our brain is wired to cope with situation. We are wired in a way that we need to, to survive. Maybe this is someone who has been struggling with finding a work. This is someone who has been struggling to find, to secure a job or an opportunity. And then an opportunity shows up. And they feel like, wow, what a great opportunity I have. So what are they going to do? So they are likely to give they're going to pour all of them, all they have in them. They're going to show up to the extreme extent. And maybe this work also gives them satisfaction to a greater extent. Maybe it gives them meaning, it gives them life purpose, and it makes them feel connected with the universe, also, with the world. And it helps them feel like, they're being human in this particular case. So I can say, yes, people can be addicted to their workplaces. But
is
now,
it a bad thing?
Yes, it is a bad thing. Anything that is above optimal is a bad thing.
So too much of something is poisonous.
Salt and sugar is good, but when you put in excess, I'm very sure you can't enjoy the meals.
Powerful. That's a good analogy. The salt and sugar are good, but when you put too much of it, the fact that they're sweet does not mean they're good as well. The fact that you're enjoying it does not mean it is good for your health. I can say there are questions coming in, so our viewers keep the questions coming in. We're going to be delving into them in the next few, but allow us now to go into this phenomena. Is work life really possible? Can you balance work and then live well? And how does it look like in your case, in your scenario? How do you balance your work and also get to live? When do you get time to go and have fun? When do you go for vacation? When do you take family out? And what are the measures you've put in place to make sure that is possible?
Thank you, Master Stan. So I like to say that what is mental health? Let me take you back to what the definition of mental health is.
Yes.
I like using a very simple dimensions of what mental health is. Mental health is simply a collection of dimensions. And these dimensions include the physical dimension, the psychological dimension, the emotional dimension, the spiritual dimension, the financial dimension, the environmental dimension. All right. And is there any other that I've not mentioned? I think there are around 8 dimensions. And I believe all of us as human beings, we rotate around those 8 dimensions. So any slight imbalances in any of those dimensions then results to a challenge. Because we need to have a balance between the physical and the emotional. We need to have a balance between the emotional and the social life. All right? So any slight imbalances between those dimensions then results to a challenge. Remember here in the 8 dimensions, it also has the financial, it has the career, it has the occupational, it also has the work dimension in it. What does that mean? You can't be indulging yourself in one dimension, let's say, for instance, the work dimension area, entirely for a whole year or for a whole month without having a balance of your physical needs, your emotional needs, or your social needs. What that results into? It results to conflict. It might be feasible conflict or invisible conflict in this particular case. Because if you are not giving time to your social life, which is maybe to include your family, your wife, your children, your friends, it could, relatives and the larger society at large, that could be a challenge. So I think the key word that we need to find here is balance between those dimensions, and it is very possible. It is very possible to have a balance in those dimensions. The only thing we need to understand is that we need to prioritize them. We need to set things like setting boundaries. Let's say if it's the workplaces, we need to, set appropriate boundaries with your colleagues, appropriate boundaries with the family. You need to create time. As I said, we have eight model dimension. So if you break your time properly and you speak it out, you stay assertive. That's very, very important. I think it's a major challenge. Communication has been a bigger challenge, even in our friendships, in our relationships, at our workplaces. One of the biggest problems I think we face is communication. So if you assertively express yourself that I like to spend my time appropriately by breaking it into the 8 model, then that will go a long way to help you now start, creating balance slowly by slowly. And then apart from that, you also need to set, clear strategies. And these strategies are strategies that aligns with who you are as an individual. You are not only an employer or an employee. You are a father. You are a son to someone. You are a friend to someone. You have this physical body, as I've already told you. It needs regenerating. It needs, refreshing. So what does that mean? You need that time. But where will that time come from? You have to create it by yourself. By communicating to the people that are around you. Sometimes, we don't communicate. We don't say that I'm struggling. You don't say that I need time to go and rest. So what will be your employer do? They will tap into that energy because they will see it as an opportunity. Yes, true. Because you're not seeking for a leave. You're not seeking for a sick off. So anytime they will need you at any particular point, you will be the first person who will be called to replace any other employee who might not be there.
May not be there. True.
Yeah.
You've tapped for the employee. They've gotten to understand what their role is. And how can a manager get to balance expectations? Balance empathy with performance expectations. So what is the role of the manager or the organization at large in terms of just making sure that the workplace is safe for the employee?
Thank you. So I think the managerial or the manager or the management in this particular case, they can create a safe space for the staff. In this particular case, apart from that, I will say that if mental health awareness programs are put in place, mental health awareness program I put in place, this will be very, very, very helpful. It will help, the management to be able to create a safe space for the employer. And then apart from that, also creating channels that are open for communication for the employers or for the employees to be able, to view out, to be more creative, to be more innovative. And also apart from that, also I think, those trainings, the manager can initiate certain trainings that can go a long way. That can go a long way to support. And apart from that, they also can push towards their employees to go for leaves instead of taking advantage, because they know if this person is the engine, which I'm trying to say here is the mind is functioning well, then their productivity and the reward of the day will be high. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So the management play a very big role when it comes to the employee safety and mental wellness in this particular case. And apart from that, not punishing, employees when they raise concern. For instance, you are an employee, maybe you are dissatisfied by how some things are being run in the organization by the leadership and the management in this particular case. I think the best thing the management could do is to listen,
active listening,
and not only listen, not punish you. They can give you, for instance, suspensions simply because you raised a concern that sounds like you are judging how the leadership is being run in this particular case. So in such a case, if the management can create a safe space in this area, I think it will create a big opportunity to help eradicate this problem we are trying to to talk about. And apart from that, it will now bring the essence of balance. The work-life balance. Yes, because they will also be pushing you towards you are healthy, because they know when you are healthy, then you are more productive.
Powerful.
Yes.
Even as we get to the questions of our viewers this morning,
Okay.
I don't know if at Pathways to Healing, do you have any wellness programs that workplaces can begin to utilize, corporates or individuals can get to take advantage of, especially in this particular season, now that it's a realistic problem and they need to have a solution for it? Do you have any wellness programs? How do they look like? What is the structure?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Stan.
Yes.
Yes, we do have different employees packages, and these employees packages aim towards equipping them with adequate knowledge, training them to have necessary skills that are transferable, not only to them, but also to their other employees, and also to their families and friends as well. So these packages aim towards also empowering them, because I believe knowledge is power. So at Pathways to Healing, we are able to create such spaces. And if any of our listeners is out there and they are willing to seek help for their employees, or you feel like your employer is struggling or they're going through challenges, we do have screening tools, early screening to detect early challenges, and then we are able to refer them or able to assist them at an early stage before any of the situation escalate, whether it is burnout, depression, schizophrenia, or bipolar, or any other mental condition. We're able to screen them, and then we're able to assist them. Apart from that, we also have preventative mechanisms. These preventative mechanisms aims towards now, curbing the situation before it occurs. And if someone is already undergoing through a challenge, then we are also able to come in, intervene. Either medically, we're able to refer them to the right channels, or whether it is psychiatry reviews, counseling, we have the right professionals who are, help us be able to help these individuals go through the right counseling that relates with their workplaces. We have such kind of packages. And if the employer is likely to relate with us, they can contact us.
Powerful.
Yes.
Yes, even as I can see there are so many questions. This one was quite an interesting conversation. There are so many questions. Some of them will cover what we're able to cover this morning. The rest, they can get to reach out to you, especially through your pages, which you're going to share, and your contact as well. Someone is asking here, in 30 seconds, what should HRs be doing better when it comes to employee mental health organizationally now?
HR.
That's Kim.
That's Kim.
Yes.
Kim, thank you so much for that question. I think HR plays a very big role in the wellness of the employees. HRs can advocate for the training program. They can disperse finances to implement these programs in this particular case. And apart from, suspending or firing the employees, I think HR can play a role in referrals, or urging these employees to seek help rather than terminating them from work. They can play a role in terms of assisting these individuals to seek help, and HR can also play a very big role in terms of creating a safe environment within where they are working by being able to handle conflicts at the workplaces in the right way without biasness. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So that one can really help.
Someone else is saying, I think you can combine these two questions. Sometimes I feel guilty resting because everyone else looks busy. Then somebody else is saying, how do I recover after months of or years in a toxic workplace? That's Flo.
Oh, wow, thank you. That's a good question. I think it will take time. Because by the time maybe you are coming to realize that you have been in a toxic work environment, it has already taken a toll on you. That it means already it has taken a challenge on you. So I think the first thing you need is to find help, seek to professionals, find a friend, and also apart from that, be open about it.
Be open.
Be open about it. Don't be silent. Don't be silent about the challenge. Be open about it. But foremost is to seek professional help, because already I'm said, for you to be able to realize that you have been in a toxic environment, it means it has taken a toll on you. What does that mean? You need an expertise service. You need an expertise or someone who is more experienced to help you walk through the healing journey. Yes.
Another interesting question here is, my boss sends me messages even at midnight and expects replies. Is that normal or is that already unhealthy? Then let's put an emoji there. You know the emoji.
I think already from already the message itself, it means it is beyond overwork. It's beyond working hours. So the question we need to ask is, what is the intent of these messages? Could they be speaking something else without directly speaking it? Or was it out of good interest? Or was it because of the nature of your work? You know, some of the nature of our work sometimes can demands that someone has to reach you beyond the working hours. But the key thing I could say here is assertiveness and speaking without having to harm the employer. You know, that will really help.
Powerful.
Yeah.
We have very many questions, but because of time, I think we'll create time, get to answer these ones on our social medias, and they can as well reach out straight to you. So we can give a parting shot. I don't know what your parting shot is this evening. Then tell our viewers how you can also get to, they can also get to you. How best can they access you? Where are you? And how can they reach out to you?
Thank you, Master Stan, for this session. I feel like we have just touched 1% of what we need.
More time to do a part two.
What we really need to crack down, because I feel like mental health at workplace has been a great challenge.
Yes.
And most employees are struggling and suffering in silence, and yet they don't know where to go to, how to go about these challenges, because maybe they need to secure their job for the sake of their families, for the sake of survival. And they need to be silent simply because of all that. But the truth we have learned today is that silence is not a strength. It will land you in a mental health situation, and that time it will have escalated. So what I will urge my viewers, the audience that have been with us today, seek help. Be kind to your friend, be kind to your neighbor, be kind to your employee or your colleague at work. I think that one will go a long way to supporting, the wellness that we are trying to create, self-awareness in this particular case, and be the ambassadors of when you see your colleague is struggling. Don't be the first one to snitch against them, but rather try to inquire how you can support them and help them through the challenge. Because I believe that all of us are not susceptible to mental illness. Because it says, the mental statistics says that 1 in every 3 or 1 in every 4 is struggling from mental health. What does that mean? It could be you, it could be me.
Yeah.
At this point it is you, at the other point you don't know who that could be. That well said and done. At Pathways to Healing, you can reach us at our contact number, which is available for online services, at 0741 55 46 15. You can also reach us at our Instagram page at Therapy with Mokaya or Pathways to Healing, or our social medias, and we'll be able to get back to you and get necessary help you need.
Thank you so very much, Vincent and Pathways to Healing. You're doing an amazing job, and yours is partnering with God to heal the minds of the people. So as always, we say we are here for healing the mind, the body, and the soul. So you've taken care of the body last week. This week, you're taking care of the mind. I will proceed taking care of the mind next week as well. We're looking forward to having you. And remember that this program is sponsored by Jesse K's Hospitals. We had the manager last week, and it was such an amazing session on health planning and the services they have at the hospital as well. So feel free to also get their services, see what they're doing currently. They have very, very many campaigns. They have very many outreach programs. They have very many, departments that you can get to take care of their packages, wellness packages for the man, for the woman, and all that. You can get them there for your own health clinically. While Mokaya is diagnosing you and taking care of you, take care of your mind, he'll forward you back to Jesse K Hospitals for the body.
Yeah.
So while he'll be making referrals, we're looking forward to see you on the next one. That was our time, and welcome again. healthyyou program. Adios, muchachos.
At Jesse K Hospital, we understand that a child's smile is priceless. That's why our dental services are tailored with care and compassion to ensure your little ones have the best experience possible. From gentle checkups to specialized treatments, our pediatric dental experts create a safe and friendly environment, making every visit fun and stress-free. Because we believe healthy habits start young. And for the grown-ups, we've got you covered too, with top-notch dental care for the whole family. Visit Jesse K Hospital today, located in Roysambu, opposite Park University on Lumumba Drive, and experience dental care that's gentle, professional, and family-friendly. Jesse K Hospital. You first.